You have been listening to the president conduct the
Listen to
briefing,
these.
this time in the Rose Garden rather than the press briefing
Listen to
room at
these
the White House.
reporters.
He made news today when he said that the U.S. would temporarily halt funding to the World Health Organization.
Listen to these reporters.
Mr. President, how are we going to open up if there's not testing? If there's not testing, we don't have a testing to open up.
It's like, gosh, these reporters are absolutely obsessed with refusing to open up, and it just doesn't make any sense. First of all, it makes no sense to have a one-size-fits-all policy, nationwide policy of a shutdown. Not every state is like New York City. New York City is particularly dense. They're particularly close together. They have a particularly dirty and disgusting public transportation system in the subway. They've got people living on top of each other. Not every place is like New York City. There's no need to have a one-size-fits-all coronavirus response. Some states are very far apart. Some states are very rural. We don't need to have the exact same. This is the whole point of having a big country and states and federalism is each state should be able to do what it wants. Each state is at a different location on its own curve. And so, of course, so these reporters, they're still acting like we have to stay a nationwide lockdown until we have mass testing and blah, 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 which we're not going to have anytime soon. And it's not even Trump's responsibility to do testing. Testing is the responsibility of healthcare providers, hospitals, doctors, pharmaceutical companies, medical supply companies. That's who's responsible for testing. State public health laboratories, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's not Donald Trump. Donald Trump's job is not to manufacture testing kits and to get testing out. And to say that we got to stay have a nationwide lockdown until we have mass testing is just preposterous. It totally ignores all of the data from every other country that just goes to show that you don't need that. That this is a virus that goes on a curve like everywhere. Over 99% of people survive it. The only people that are dying are basically people that are essentially in hospice care and are on their deathbed anyway or have severe health concerns. And there's no consideration of the deaths that are coming from the economic collapse, including alcohol overdose, drug overdose, suicides, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, if anything, we need to be opening up right now, not only because the economic impacts are killing people, but because we can open up and control this virus by doing simple hand washing and social distancing. We don't have to have a shutdown. These models have been wrong. Everybody's still acting like we're going to have millions and millions of deaths if we open up. It's like, no, the models have been completely wrong on every level. I've gone through the actual data and the models all the time on this stream, and it's constantly, the virus has been nowhere near as bad as they've been saying it is. Everything is just wrong by the way that the Democrats and the media are pushing this thing. This has been such a weird response. There's definitely something strange going on here. There's never been this kind of a reaction to a pandemic, despite the fact that we've actually had pandemics in the past, including swine flu, et cetera, that it's completely out of control in the media. It's obvious what their line is now, which is, oh my gosh, it's totally unsafe to open up the economy until we have everybody gets a test. And it's like, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic. That's not Trump's job. And it's not even backed up by the science and the data. The other fact of the matter is they keep saying that the only reason we're having extremely low numbers right now is because of social distancing and lockdowns. And it's like, no. The reason we have really, really low numbers is not because of social distancing and lockdowns. That's playing a part in it. But we're also having extremely low numbers because everybody's been totally wrong about the projections for the virus. there's several reasons why that could be. It could be that this has already been spreading around in the U.S. for months and months and months before we started tracking it, and we're now approaching like herd immunity. It could be that it's not nearly as transmissible as people thought. It could be that it is extremely transmissible, but there's even a higher number of asymptomatic cases, and people have it already, and they're not being hospitalized. But the ICU bed usage, the ventilator usage, all of this stuff has been based on models that have been proven to be wrong. And so it makes no sense to continue to have this country locked down. We need to go back to work. We need to have state-by-state recommendations, and even smaller. Governors should be able to open up their states, and we need to get going here. April 14th, 2020. Let's go, baby. Let's get back to work.